So, a toddler assaults a cop. Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logical Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So if you watch my videos for any length of time, you know that I have the concept called the ghetto mentality. Now, the ghetto mentality is really the biggest problem facing black people in America. And it's basically a symptom of the Great Society. When the Great Society destroyed the black family, you saw ghetto mentality started to develop. Now, what is the ghetto mentality? Well, it's a childlike mentality, childlike thinking pattern behavior that puts a heavy emphasis on, quick gratification, living for the day, all about show, all about, a whole lot of things that won't build any real wealth, a whole bunch of butter. As in the economic term, the guns and the butter. Well, the ghetto mentality puts a heavy emphasis on a lot of butter because it's quick gratification. They buy cars, clothes, jewelry, everything to put on a show, flashiness, to show people what I have. Well, this is the ghetto mentality. Now, I know the ghetto, and I've been raised around ghetto. I've seen ghetto all my life. This is why I'm able to speak on it, because I saw the problems that ghetto brings. Now, there are different signs that you can look around to see that you live in the ghetto. But one of the surest signs of ghetto would be children running around in Pampers or underwear. I guarantee you this is a sure sign that you live in the ghetto. If you see this going on, you see this around you, you know you living in the ghetto, in the hood. And why would parents do this? Well, actually it's not really parents, it's mostly mothers. It's irresponsible mothers that do this, because you don't see, even the most hard up thug have enough common sense to know to not have their children running around outside with nothing but a pamper on. No shirt, no shoes, no clothing, just a pamper, just underwear, running around outside. Even the most hard up thug know better than this. You know what I'm saying? Even the biggest hardened pookies and rays have enough sense to not have their daughters, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of age, outside twerking. Men have enough common sense not to do this. So this is these irresponsible mothers, and that creates this behavior that does this. Now, why do they do it? Well, it's just a ghetto mentality. The ghetto mentality is all about flash, it's all about name brand. And if the ghetto mentality value things that are, put value on things that in the real world is worth nothing. You can have some guy in the hood, got a car with a nice paint job on it, got some rims on it, some $3,000 sound system with subwoofers and amps and all that stuff, amplifiers, and clothes and stuff like that. In the hood, he's a high value in the hood because this is what they value. In reality, he could, in the real world, that's worth absolutely nothing. And this dude could be staying with his mom, working at McDonald's, working at fast food, and all this money goes to support their lifestyle and building no wealth in the future. If anybody's familiar with the movie ATL, there was a character played by Lauren London, and her nickname was Nunu. And the reason why, because she rocked all the Nunu clothing, everything that's new that came out, she had it, she rocked it. Again, this was a sense of value in the hood. Even though she wasn't even hood, she was slumming. Her father was a CEO of a corporation. And for some reason, they just loved that lifestyle, that slumming lifestyle, living like that. Well, this is why you see these children running around in Pampers. The mothers, unfortunately, they don't have the money to support their lifestyle, but they still want the flash. They want the name brand clothing. They'll go out and buy, You know, the expensive clothing for their children, go out and buy a pair of Air Jordans, Nike, Reeboks for a 2-year-old child, a toddler, that they go out and spend $80 on when they can go to Payless and get these children several pairs of shoes for that. So they have several pairs of shoes to walk around and use, as opposed to just having one pair. And they do the same thing with the clothing, name brand clothing, Nike. You know, I don't even keep up with name brands because I can't tell you the name brand clothing of the day. You know, but they go out there and they buy all this expensive clothing. As a result, they can only buy a few outfits for their children. And usually with people, you know, we have our everyday clothes that we walk around in every day. And then we go to a function, we have our good clothing, where all they have is a few little good clothing and they don't want to get their clothes messed up. So the mothers send their children out wearing nothing but a diaper. No shirt, no shoes, no clothing. Just outside in the street, unsupervised, with no diaper on. God forbid what dangers out there. You know, if there's any glass or anything that can cut the children's feet, they just send them out there because they don't want them to get their good clothing, their few outfits dirty. Anyway, I saw this viral video of a toddler hitting, physically assaulting, and cussing a police officer.
Shut up, bitch! Homecoming face ass. Oh, bitch! You put that little kid. Fuck off! Person's ass don't look like this. You got no ugly ass church. I'm frying his ass. His deep fried Oreo head ass. I said, when I put one of them in a frying pan, they ass gonna burn.
I can tell y'all, watching this video was very disheartening. It really truly was. It wasn't easy to watch. Now, I've seen this before. Again, knowing ghetto, being raised around ghetto, I've seen this behavior before. So it's no shock to me, but it's just difficult to see every time because I know this is the biggest danger, the biggest problem and the downfall for black people in America, not white supremacy, but ghetto mentality and ghetto behavior and the problems that ghetto mentalities bring. You see this toddler attacking and cussing a police officer. Now, in what world, normal world, I'm guessing this child had to be 3 years of age, knows about cussing. They learned this in the home, and they learn this out there being unsupervised in the street, as you see. You know, what parent is going to who's supervising their children is going to sit around there and let their children, first of all, be wearing nothing but underwear and hitting a police officer? You're going to get your kids, you're going to take your children and keep them from that situation. But you see this toddler out there cussing like this here, and this is why I say that I would rather the state, the government, to give these children to the fathers, because fathers, I think, would honestly, the black community would be far better off if they do this, because the father is going to have his child out there. I don't care, like I see, I don't care how hard of a thug he is, he's going to at least make sure his children have clothing on. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be teaching his children cuss words like that. You know, trust me, I've seen it before. You know, these mothers, they have these 1-year-old, 2-year-old saying, you know, cuss words, bitch, you know, P-U-S-S-Y, and they start laughing and thinking that's cute, which that's not cute at all. There's absolutely nothing cute about that behavior. And in this video, right, you see this toddler here cussing at the police officer, running and hitting the police officer, right? Nothing but underwear on, no shoes, no shirt, no pants, nothing. Then you see another toddler, looks to be about 2, and I believe this looks like a little girl, but she's out there with saggy diaper on, no shirt, no pants, no shoes, no skirt, no dress, out in a saggy pamper, a diaper, and no shoes outside. And then it appears to be what it looks like a 10-year-old. At least he has a shirt and some shorts on, but no shoes. And then it looks to be an even older kid, teenager. Pair of brown shorts, I believe. Brown shorts, no shirt, no shoes. Matter of fact, the only people in the video with shoes on are the cops. And I hope those police officers call CPS, because that's child endangerment in my book. You know what I'm saying? Now, can we really expect anything from these children? I mean, look at this kid. You think this kid is going to just all of a sudden change when he gets into school, you know, in kindergarten, elementary? You think they're going to stop cussing, stop fighting? And it's the same behavior. These badass kids that are disrupting the classroom, attacking teachers, always fighting, creating a ruckus in the classroom. Right? You think this kid's going to stop there? Hell no, this kid's going to be just, like I said, the reason why I did a video on why teachers quit teaching in the hood. And it's because they didn't say they stopped teaching because the lack of resources. Most of these teachers say they stopped teaching because they didn't feel safe around these badass kids. And this child here, all those children can grow up, it looks like it'll be one of those badass kids. And then these race hustlers, they'll come around, you know, when this child performs poorly, always getting suspended, getting behavior reports, expelled from school, can't possibly learn. And then these race hustlers are going to be the first one to start crying about the miseducation of black kids. And speaking of which, where are all the race hustlers on this incident? Where's LeBron James? You know, when Amar Arbery got shot, he came out and he with his text of, you know, now black we can't be out jogging. Well, can we be out with wearing nothing but a pamper and underwear? No shirt, no shoe, no clothing. Right? Where's Michael Eric Dyson with his big words? Right? What's the big word for a diaper? No shoes. Is there a big word for that? Well, where is he with them? Because you hear him any other time. What about Mark Lamont Hill? Why is he? What is his take on this? Why is he speaking out against this behavior? Or Tavis Smiley? Where's Tavis Smiley? Where is he on this? Did he digress before he even said anything? Because you know he loves to digress every 10 seconds. And what about Phil Scott, Mr. Race Hustler? You too, race hustler, always race hustler with his African dysphoria. Always have these TikTok videos of crying about racism. Where's Phil Scott on this? And what about Dr. Umar Johnson? Would he take this kid into his school? Well, when it gets built. And where is Black Lives Matter? You tell me that these children's lives don't matter because they're headed in the path of nowhere. And you know, today this child is hitting and cursing at the police officers. Tomorrow the police officers are shooting his ass when he's older. Because how do you expect any behavior getting better? And of course, you know, these race officers, they'll be out there once this child is shot by the police officer because he's out there committing crime because he knows no better because that's what he was raised into. In closing though, y'all, like I said, this was really, I'm really sad to see. Because when I look at this situation, this right here, you know, I always say that, I've said that if you want to know what's wrong with black people, like I said, you just find the nearest hood and go observe. You do this with an unbiased, just honest review without the race color glasses on. You go out there and observe the behavior in the hood, and you're going to know exactly why black people are in the shape that we are. It has nothing to do with nobody bringing all this money, coming with all this money. It has nothing to do with nobody out here who, quote unquote, don't have our history, have not had the history we had in America. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with a mentality. This ghetto mentality that was created out of the Great Society when a black family was destroyed. And they basically put women in charge of his household and gave them the custody. And that was the worst thing to do. Give custody back to these children. That we need to start building families. Are we going to do that as black people? We need to repair the black family. Are these race hustlers going to do this? No, because they're too busy making their money hustling race. Anyway, y'all, this is my 2 cents on this. It just really truly was sad watching this video. I mean, I feel for those children. I really do. I hope CPS comes in and take these children away from these irresponsible mothers and put them in somewhere where they can properly be raised. Anyway, y'all, as always, until next time.